Hello, teachers and students. This is Coach K. As I mentioned at the last competition, we started off and we competed with the 2 times table, 3 times table, and 5 times table. Everyone did so well. It was kind of amazing. So we're going to have to make it a little more challenging this time. So in our second round, there will be speed tests on the 4 times table and the 6 times table. So please be practicing them. There will also be a review section on the 2, 3, and 5 tables, so please don't forget those. But then also there's going to be, those are class-wide. There's also going to be individual competitions now, and we're going to be using a puzzle called a loopster. So what I'm going to do is go through and explain step by step how to solve a loopster puzzle. So a loopster puzzle is actually based on the same logic as a Sudoku puzzle. And the idea is something like this. On the screen right now, there are 9 circles, 3 rows of 3 for a total of 9. I'm going to use the numbers 1, 2, and 3. Now, the way the puzzle is solved is I need a 1, 2, 3 in every row. I need a 1, 2, 3 in every column. And there can be no repeats. So please watch. I'm going to make this 1 and this 2. And at this point, I can begin the puzzle. So now, if you look in the first row, so I'm going to look at this circle right here. Okay, this top right circle. If you look in the top row, you see that this circle can't be a 1 because there's already a 1 right here. This circle can't be a 2 because there's already a 2 in this column. So this circle can only be a 3. If this is 3 and this is 1, then by elimination, we know this circle has to be 2. If this is 3 and this is 2, this one has to be a 1. Now you go to the middle circle right here. Looking up and down, you know it can't be a 1. Looking sideways, you know it can't be a 2, so it's got to be a 3. If this is a 1 and a 3, then this guy has to be a 2. If this is 1 and this is 2, then this one has to be 3. And if this is 3 and this one is a 2, then this one has to be a 1. So I ended up with a 1, a 2, a 3 in every row, a 1, a 2, 3 in every column. There's only one way to solve it, and this is it. But it doesn't just work for the numbers 1, 2, 3. So this time I'm going to do, let's do 7, 5, and 3. So I'm going to have a 3, 5, 7 in every row, a 3, 5, 7 in every column. So let's start off. I'm going to tell you there's a 3 here and a 5 there. Okay, so now I begin. I look at this top circle. I look sideways. I know I can't put a 5 here. I look up and down. I can't put a 3. So this one, the only thing it could possibly be is a 7. If this is a 7 and this is 3, then this guy must be a 5. If this is a 7 and a 5, this must be a 3. In the center, looking up and down, I know my center can't be a 5. And looking sideways, I know my center can't be a 3. So it's got to be 7. 5, 7 down here, got to be 3. If this is 5 and this is 3, what am I missing? Oh, a 7. If this is 7 and the top one is 3, then I know in the middle must be a 5. Again, I have 3, 5, 7 in every row, 3, 5, 7 in every column with no repeats. That's basically how a Sudoku puzzle works. A loopster puzzle is what we're going to solve now. A loopster puzzle also has 9 circles, but the difference is some of the circles have loops around them. And a loop tells you that if you loop 2 circles together, the answer is in the middle. So that means these 2 circles multiply to make 12. These 2 circles multiply to make 14. These 2 circles multiply to make 12. These 2 multiply to make 42. Down the bottom, the numbers we're using this time are 2, 6, and 7. That means I need 2, 6, 7 in every row, 2, 6, 7 in every column, just like a Sudoku puzzle. So here we go. Let's begin. Using 2, 6, and 7, which 2 numbers are going to multiply to make 12? Well, obviously it's the 2 and the 6. The question is it 2 on top and 6 on bottom, or 6 on top and 2 on bottom? Well, since I don't know, the only thing you can do wrong is to guess. If you were to guess, it can mess up your entire puzzle. So I'm not going to guess. I'm just going to put a little 2. I call these baby numbers, a baby 2 and a baby 6. So I know that it's either 2, 6 or 6, 2 in these 2 circles. But when I come down here in my first column, I'm already going to be using a 2 and a 6. So I know this one has to be a 7. Going to jump over to here to 42. What makes 42 out of 2, 6, 7? Well, it's got to be 6 times 7. So the way that it works is, I know I have 6 and 7 here, but I can't have a 7 in the bottom row because I already have one. So this has got to be the 6. This has got to be the 7. If that's 6 and that's 7, this one up here has to be, what haven't I used yet? 2, 6, 7. I have 6, 7. This one has to be the 2. If this is 2, 2 times what is 14? 2 times 7 is 14. Down here, I skipped one. 7, 6. What's missing in this bottom row? Oh, I didn't use my 2 yet. 2 times what is 12? Oh, 2 times 6 is 12. Now, I'm back to the beginning. Remember before I didn't know whether it was 2 on top or 6 on top? Well, now that I've filled in my puzzle, I know I can't put a 2 here because there's already a 2 over here. So this has to be the 6, and this has to be a 2. Okay, there's one of these for every times table. These are 3 by 3 puzzles. As you get good at them, your teachers are going to move you along to 4 by 4 puzzles. Now, 4 by 4 puzzles on this one, you can see that there's a total of 4 rows of 4, 16 circles all around. We still have our loops. We still have the answers in the middle. But down here, we're working on the 5 times table now, so you can have 2 5s in every row and every column. 2 5s, a 6 and a 7 in every row, 2 5s, a 6 and a 7 in every column. So let's start. I start right here. 2 numbers make 35. Well, it's definitely 5 times 7, but I don't know if it's 5, 7 or 7, 5. So remember, I told you, you always put baby numbers when you're not sure. Then I come down to here. Something makes 35 again. So I know it's 5 times 7, but look, I already am, oh, sorry about that. Let me erase that off real quick. Eraser, boop. Let's get rid of that. Technical error. Grab my pen back. Now we're back online. Now, this one again is 5 times 7, 35. But if you look up and down, I already am using a 7 up here. So I can't have a second 7 in the first column. So this has to be 5. 5 times 7, 35. Now I come down to this one. It's 30. It's 5 times 6 is 30. So I look up and down. See, I've already used 2 5s here and a 7 in my first column. So what I need is to use my 6. So 6 times what is 30? 6 times 5. Now this is an easy one. 25, you know, is 5 times 5. By process of elimination, in my bottom row, I've used up my 2 5s and my 6. So I know this guy here has got to be 7. 7 times what is 42? 7 times 6. Come up to here, I have 30. What 2 numbers make 30? Well, 5 times 6. But when you look right here, I already have a 6 in the end column. So this can't be the 6. The 6 has got to be over here. This has got to be the 5. Okay, so now I come up top. What's missing? I already used my 7, my 6, and one of my 5s. Oh, this must be 5. 5 times what is 35? Oh, 5 times 7. Come over here. What makes 30? Well, 5 times 6. But when I look across on this bottom one, I already used my 6 in the second row. So this can't be a 6. This has to be the 5. And this is the 6. Now I'm back to the beginning again. And now, remember, I didn't know what went on top? We'll look across. Can this top circle right here be my 7? No, I already have a 7 up here. So this has got to be my 5, and this has got to be my 7. If you check, I have 2 5s, a 6, and a 7 in every row. I have 2 5s, a 6, and a 7 in every column. There's only one way to solve the puzzle, and that is the correct way. Now, just so you're aware of this, let me grab my eraser real quick and get rid of all of this. Up until now, I've always been starting in the upper left-hand corner, but that's not necessary. So watch. Let's start over here. What 2 numbers make 42? Well, look down here. 5, 5, 6, 7. It's got to be 6 and 7. Now, I don't know which way they go, so I'm just going to put my 6 here and my 7 here. Let's go up. What makes 30? Well, definitely 5 times 6. But if I look in my last column, I'm already using my 6 down here, so this can't be 6. This has got to be the 5. This is the 6. In my last column, what numbers have I used? I used 1, 5, a 6, and a 7. Oh, so I need another 5 up here. 5 times what is 35? 5 times 7. Come over here, I have something makes 30. So it's 5 times 6. Let's see. Ooh, look in the second row. I already used a 6 here, so I can't have a 6 here. This has got to be the 5. This is the 6. Now, looking across my first top row, I used my 6, my 7, and one of my 5. So here's another 5. 5 times what is 35? 7. Now come down here. What makes 35? 5 times 7, but I can't have a 7 here because I already have a 7 in my first column. So let's make this 5 and this 7. What's missing in my first column? 5, 5, 7, 6. 6 times 5. Then I come in here. 5 times 5 is 25. That's an easy one. Now I'm back to where I started, remember? In the bottom row, I wasn't sure if this was going to be the 6 or the 7, but see the 6 here? Means I can't have a 6 here. This has got to be the 7. This has got to be the 6. So the point is that you can go in any order that you want. Okay, now the hardest puzzles that we're going to be doing for now, because there's even harder ones later, but for now is a 5 by 5 puzzle. It's got 5 rows, 5 columns, same thing. Look down here. There's going to be 3 5s in every row, an 8 and a 9. There's going to be 3 5s, an 8 and 9 in every column. Okay, so a little bit more challenging. So let's start here. What makes 40? 5 times, I don't know which way it goes, so I'm just going to put a baby 5 and a baby 8 right there. Now, oh, look at this. Coach K is so nice, he gave us one of the answers. 9 times what is 45? This is 5. Down here, what makes 25? 5 times 5. Oh, look at this. I have 1 5, 2 5, 3 5s. I've already used my 3 5s and my 9. So what do I need in this first column? It's got to be that 8. 8 times 5 here is 40. Now, this one's 45. We know it's 9 times 5. But look, there's already a 9 in this row. So this one can't be 9. This has got to be my 5. That's got to be my 9. Where do I want to go next? Let's try this one. 45. 5 times 9. But I look across. Oh, there's already a 9. So this can't be 9. This has got to be 5. This has got to be the 9. Oh, here's an easy one. 5 times 5, 25. Everybody knows that. Okay, what about this one? Well, this is going to be, if I look across, I need to use up my 8 and my 5, but I don't know which way they go. So so I'm going to put like this. 5, 8. I'm not sure. But actually, the reason I just said, is look. I look down. Can this one be 8? Well, look down. There's already an 8 down here. So really, I do know this one. This can't be 8. That's got to be 5. This has got to be 8. Now, I get to this one. What makes 45? 9 times 5. But when I look across, I've already used my 9. So this can't be 9. This has got to be the 5. This has got to be the 9. What's missing in this last column? I used my 8, my 9, and 2 of my 5s. Oh, this has got to be my third 5. Now, back to here. What makes 45? 9 times 5. Looking up and down here, I already used a 9 in the third column. So this one can't be 9. It's got to be 5. And this has got to be 9. Okay, where else? Look at this. I'm so nice. I gave you another one. 8 times what is 40? This is 5. So look in this column. I've already used my 9. And then 3 of my 5. So then this one, by elimination, has to be the 8. 8 times what is 40? 8 times 5. Now I'm over here. This is 40. It's got to be 8 times 5. Let's look across. Ooh, I already used my 8 here. So this one's got to be the 5. This one's got to be the 8. Now, the idea is you're going to start out with the 3 by 3 puzzles. You'll move to the 4 by 4 puzzles. And then you'll do these, the 5 by 5 puzzles. In about 2 or 3 weeks, we're going to have another competition. Everyone will work on the 4 times table, the 6 times table, the review of the 2, 3, and 5 times tables. And then in your class, you'll have a chance to do the Loopster Puzzle Challenge. And then what we'll do is we'll eliminate down in each class, and then we'll have like a school-wide competition, and we'll give out some awards and have some kind of prizes. Now, for teachers, I'm going to include this file. I went through this kind of quickly. You may decide that it's best for students if you go back and you only show them the video up to the 3x3 and then let them start practicing that. Then you could re-show the video later if you want and show them how I did the 4x4, and then later you can use the video to show them how I did a 5x5. If you want to show them yourselves, you'll have the file and you can do it right on your board. So again, I want to wish everybody good luck. So far, we're doing an amazing job. So please keep up the hard work. Make sure you thank your teachers, because it's because of the teachers that everyone has been doing so well so far. And if I don't see you, I'll